Welcome to Hollywood Deli. I'm your host, Blue. Sister Wives episode 6 was so good. I enjoyed it. Let's talk about it. So it starts off with Christmas. Everybody's talking about Christmas and everything. Mary said that she's not spending Christmas with Robin and she's going to spend her Christmas with her friend. I feel like Mary's like desperate for friends because the one lady that she considered a friend that she was spending Christmas with actually watched her. That's how much of an age gap there is. And then the other one she's known her whole life. And I'm just like, why isn't she spending Christmas with her child? I don't understand why we are not getting that kind of storyline for Mary. I know maybe her child doesn't want to be involved with the show, which is fine, but at least you could mention whether you're going to see your kid or not. It's your only child. Anyway, I digress. So Janelle went over to Maddie's because she wanted to be with her grandbabies. She then reminded us that she doesn't know how to cook and that she had to look up recipes and that she relied heavily on her other sister wives to cook for the holidays. Janelle is such a man. I'm sorry. Nothing feminine about Janelle for me. Anyway, Robin complained that she's not going to have the best Christmas ever. And she talks about how this is her first Christmas without Mary. She's had many of Christmases, she reminded us, without the family, but wants Mary, her prop, there. And she complained that Kody is the lazy man that she knows him to be and that we know he is. He refuses to wrap the kids' gifts and like laughs about how, oh, it just takes so long. We just can't do it. It just will be up all night. We already know Robin ain't gonna do it because Robin can't even raise her damn kids. I digress. So anyway, it looks like Christine is going to be doing Christmas with Aspen, her husband, and McKelty and Tony. So then it cuts to Aspen. She talks about her mom's dating experience and how she's excited for her mom to start dating. Christine says she went on date. She had this at this point been dating for 6 months, going on multiple dates. Christine was turned off by some of her dates. One of her dates, she said she don't know how they matched because this guy was really religious. And then when he found out that she was involved in polygamy, he dumped her. So she had quite a few hiccups during the dating process. She actually went on 8 dates. That's a lot. So anyway, then it cuts to Mary. Mary said that she feels weird dating at her age and worries that the only men who are going to want her are guys that are into polygamy because that's what she's been into her whole adult life. And Janelle reminds us that she's too lazy to date and that she's probably asexual and she doesn't have time for it. Janelle's just like, she said if it happens, it happens. Like it pretty much has to be an active guy, like something fall in her lap. Christine, hook your girl up. Hooks Janelle up with somebody. Anyway, Kody tells us that his life with is separate and private from Christine's, and that he is none of his business if she's dating or not. He would imagine that she is. And I'm just like, Kody, why are you even talking? Why are you even talking about Christine? He just can't get that woman's name out of his mouth. I swear. So anyway, Christine awkwardly tells us how great David is and how he's everything she wanted, bald and tatted. I ain't seen no tats on him, so I wonder where he got him at. Maybe they on his chest. I don't know. Anywho, so then Christine told us that David well, she tells us that she told David all about her business and she was really, really worried about, him, his understanding of polygamy, and she was all ready to put it out, okay? Because she was aggressive in this relationship. We'll get to that. So then Kody awkwardly talks about how impressed he was, like as if anybody needs to impress his dusty, dirty ass. When do we think? Let's take a poll. When was the last time that Tony washed his ass and his hair and everything else? Like that man, he is just so arrogant. Like he gets on my nerves. I really, I need Tony and McKelty off the fucking show. I want him gone. I'm sick of him. I want him gone. So he says this weird thing that is just weird. So it comes out that David's wife died, and I believe that David's first wife actually passed away by deleting herself. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what happened. Why he ended up a widow with 8 kids. and his youngest at the time was 6 years old. So anyway, Tony's weird ass says that he is impressed by David and impressed that he didn't fall into addiction and gambling and drugs and alcohol. And it's just like, now I may be reaching, but I think he's talking about Kody. Because Kody got the puffy drinker face lately. And we know he likes to gamble because he be at the casino. And it's been alleged that he is into steroids. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's into other drugs because his facial features have really, really changed. I feel like he could be into that. Don't quote me. Anyway, of course, Christine over divulges that she has been on 8 dates and truly likes David, and we know it's a done deal at that point because truly don't like anybody. She don't even like her real dad, okay? And then Tony awkwardly again tells us that David reminds him of Kody, and McKelty immediately beelines it to you have to explain this because she know we're gonna rip his little dirty frumpy looking ass to filth, like because that man don't act nothing like no fucking Kody. And then he says he just says something so weird and dumb. He says because he's a baby boomer. And it's just like, because all the baby boomer stuff that he talks about. And it's just like, what? That's your comparison, Tony? It's like, Tony, just shut your mouth. We don't need you to talk. We just don't need you to talk. The dates come up. So then, like, they keep debating this whole baby boomer thing. And I'm like, who cares if he's a baby boomer? Yes, he's a baby boomer. He was my mom's age. Big deal. And Christine acted like he was so much older than her, as if he was like 15 years older, or like Robin and Kody. He's only 8 years older than you. Calm down, Christine. Calm down. So anyway, Christine tells us smoothly that she cares what her kids think about David, but it's not going to stop her from seeing him. She don't care that much about their opinions to end her relationship with him. She's really smitten. Christine calls out Isabel in front of the whole group because all the kids was there. Even Peyton was there. And of course, when Peyton's in the building, guess who's not in the building? Our girl, Gwendolyn. So anyway, Christine says that Isabel is a cock blocker essentially, and is wanting Christine to slow down. And Isabel says, everything's happening so fast for her, and she's only known her mom to date her dad. And I get it, but you need to move on. Mom's 50. She got a lot of life behind her and not in front of her. She ain't got time to be waiting around. So Peyton says he isn't ready for Christine to date, but he sees how happy she is and he knows that she's in good hands, so he's okay with it. McKelty let us know that she proposed to Tony within 2 months. Girl, girl, your fucking self-esteem had to be in the dumps to propose to Tony's dusty ass. I'm sorry, he has nothing to offer her. Nothing to offer her. But McKelty, kudos to you, sis. I won't even put that out there. She just like blurted out, divulged that information as if we need to know that. So anyway, so then of course my girl Isabel. Shout out to Isabel. I fucks with her. Isabel pulled McKelty's tail and said, "Ma'am, this is not about you." Because we know McKelty loves to make everything about her. That's why her and Robin get along. They act just like her and Robin and Kody. They all act alike. So anyway, Christine reminds the room that she didn't get physical with Kody really, because that conversation came up about how like Christine really wants affection and wants someone to be affectionate with, and that she's not slowing down the PDA with David. Honey, the way Christine was all over that man at that wedding, I know it gets worse off camera, and them kids probably be feeling like, bitch, get a room. Do we need to hold you down? She is just a mess. She also talked about how they told each other they loved each other, and she said that it was David that said it first because McKelty inquired, and shoot, McKelty acted so surprised, and maybe because she had to chase her man down and propose to him. Not everybody doing that, but her self-esteem has to be in the dump to propose to Tony. I'm sorry, his unemployed bum ass. Well, he got a job now. Let me stop. So anyway, Christine became emotional when she was telling her kids about how much she loves her some David, and how their hearts went into sync. And she, finally know what it's like to have a soulmate. She just was like, it really made me like, it touched my little heart. It really did. So then the commercial happens, and at right before the commercial, Kody said that Meri told him one thing and gave him a vibe for another, and was sold a bunch of BS from her. And then Meri, in that same clip, she says that she would have left sooner if she wanted to leave. Now, Meri, we're gonna argue. You know you wanted to leave and would have left if Sam was real, the catfish. She seems to be not ready to be honest about wanting to leave, and would prefer to have. I believe that she would have preferred to have not been pushed out in the end. She wanted to leave. And then she only went to get this release from Kody to spite him because he pushed her out, and went for the abandonment. Now, don't get me wrong, she was right in this abandonment, you know, release, because he did abandon her before the catfish. He did. He did that. So anyway, the commercial's over. We're back, and Janelle's talking about her plans to buy land in Montana. She doesn't end up doing that, but it was a good notion at the time her and Maddie was considering. She then talked about Coyote Pass, and she asked Kody to buy her out. And she says she doesn't think he'll move fast on buying her out. She then says she doesn't, not that she doesn't think, but he says that he doesn't have the money to pay up on his portion of the property so they can pay it off. She got her money, she said, sitting in the bank, ready to go. And now it's all up to Kody and Robin to put up their part, and Meri to put up their part. And we know Meri got money. Meri stayed with money, okay? She ain't hurting for nothing. And then she said that she suggested that Kody maybe get a loan to finance, you know, buying her out, because she wants out, because she's tied up in this. She says that, she's tired of waiting on Kody, and so she figured she would start looking at other properties with Maddie. And, all her retirement money is tied up in these properties. And Janelle, you really fucked yourself. Like, you really, like, I can't believe you really, like, entwined yourself with Kody and Robin like this. I guess she really did believe in her faith. Whatever. So Kody goes over to Meri's house, and he said he needs to talk to Meri, and that and then it comes back up that, like I said, he said that she told him one thing, and it gave him a vibe for another. And then he insinuates that she's a gaslighter, and I say it takes one to know one. So then Christine, for some reason, she was talking about this list of things that she required of a man, and for whatever reason, she told Kody about it. And Kody said, "I'm none of these things for you," and she said, "I know." And so the things that she wanted was a good communicator and someone who was attracted to her, basic shit. And we finally meet David, and Christine was aggressive, he said. She was so aggressive and hot and bothered and ready and starving for attention that after the second date, she was ready for a kiss, some affection, and he wasn't giving it yet. And now the third date, he said it was a make-out session. They probably slept together, because I can't see her letting this man rub up all on her, kiss up on her, not getting up for all that time, and just do nothing with that energy. David loves Christine. He said he loves Christine's craziness, and how she treats her children is what really attracted him to her. Kody's over at Meri's, and Kody asks Meri what's going on, and you already know he's there to just start a fight with her. So he starts like picking, and she said, I didn't know we was here to be. This is going to be a fight. You coming over here, and I'll shut it down right now. She let that shit be known. So then he changed his whole tune. And then Kody says, Meri, Meri needs to take some of the blame, and admit that what happened with the relationship is not just his fault. And the way he made it seem like, you know this whole him not loving the wives is their fault, because he's like, if I'm madly in love with a woman and I want to rub her feet, and buy her jewelry and just be loving with her, that's her fault. This is his philosophy. It was the weirdest thing he ever said. Then he says, if I'm not in love with her, that's her fault too. So none of how he acts is ever his fault, is what he's saying. And it's just like the weirdest thing for him to say. So he comes to her house and he wants Mary to take all the blame and see if she was interested in faking a relationship still. And she said no, once again. And then he wanted her to move forward with him and do shit like go to Christmas because Robin wants her there. And she's like, hell no, I'm not doing it. And then he asks why she went to the church so fast. And he was like he was like really taken aback that she went and got the release so quickly. And she said that, because you made it clear you didn't want me. So I wanted to make it official. And so then he admits that he doesn't really want these relationships with Janelle or with Meri, and he knows that Christine did him a favor by being brave enough to leave, but he doesn't know why he want to hang on to him, and it's just about a look and finances because you ain't got the money to pay Janelle, and because you want to just keep Meri around for when you want to use her for something for PR. And he was like, well, where do we go from here with Meri? And Mary's like, we don't go nowhere from here. We're exes. What do you not understand about that? And you don't need to be worrying about what I'm doing and stay out of my business. And he was just like, all right, well, boom voyage. He was getting mad and he was just like saying weird stuff. And Meri was just like, okay, all right, bye. Like, I think he was upset because this isn't the Meri of old. He thought that the Meri of old would be begging and pawning for a relationship from him. And I don't think he realized how final it was with Meri. When Meri went to the church, put the church on alert of him and told them what he was doing, abandoning the wives. Oh, she meant business. She was done. So anyway, Meri said that she is not going to give Kody a lot of information prior to them getting into it a little bit. And what she said is she feels like is going to bug Kody because that's all he's wanting to do is get information from her. Kody then said that the relationship was confusing, and he admits that she sorry, he said that the relationship was pretty much confusing from the beginning, and admits that he married a woman that he didn't love so much that he wanted to serve her, which was the weirdest thing he ever said. Like, I didn't understand that concept. Like, you didn't love her so much, but you wanted to serve her, and that he should have never married her, and he should have left 25 years ago, and that pretty much he had better relationships with Janelle and Christine. And it's just like, this man is just like all over the place. And she knows it because she even insinuated that she feels like he just not making peace with their relationship being over. And she was. And then he said that he realized that he had bad relationships when Robin came in and told him. And that it was just about sex, these relationships, sex and fighting. And the way he was just like using his hands to insinuate that was just like so weird. He kept like punching his fists together instead of like doing what we all do, curl our one hand up and put a straight finger through the hole. He was just, I know he can't do that now, but it was just like, it was just weird. So anyway, he then tells Meri divorce didn't suck and that just marrying her sucked. He was really trying to gaslight her and start a fight, and that they have different time stamps about when things weren't good. And I could see that part. But she was like, okay. He really was hoping that Meri bit on all these jabs he kept taking at her, and she just wasn't going for it. So then it cuts to Christine. Christine admits that she felt threatened by her sister wives and believed that Kody and Robin are soulmates, and how that being in a plural marriage, that doesn't work, having soulmates in it. She didn't realize that Kody and Robin, how they felt about each other and why he never wanted to leave Robin's house now that she's with David. And then it goes back to Meri saying that she's in a good place and at peace with her relationship with Kody, and clocked that Kody is trying to start a fight with her. And Kody, being him, he thinks saying he likes Mary now is enough to get her to come and be the third wheel at his house because Robin is bugging him to get Mary to come. And then he talks about how the Mary talks about, okay, whatever, but then there was a conversation that came up about how he usually disregards Robin's opinion, and Mary just like laughed and said, bullshit. You always taking other people's opinions, and that's been the problem between you and her. So Mary makes it clear that they are exes, like I said before, and to pretty much stay out of her business. And um, Kody, he said he wish he would have knew, sooner her decision, blah blah, just trying to gaslight. And Mary just said, "Look, I wish you knew how great I was as a person, but it is what it is. You're lost." And then Kody says he hopes Mary will communicate with him, which means AKA give me some of her business. And then proceeds to say bon voyage to Mary. And it's just like, Mary don't want you in her business no more. You're not entitled to her business. She already knew what he was coming over here. He was trying to get information, trying to gaslight, start a fight with her, get a moment out of her, and she didn't give it to him. So shout out to Mary for that, man. She did not get that man that moment, and I'm so proud of Mary. And I hope that this woman, just has a happy life. And I wish her nothing but the best, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, she did some things wrong, and I hope that one day she makes amends with those kids that she did wrong and apologize to them and does whatever she can to heal those relationships. But as far as the adults in their relation in this family, they've treated her like dirt. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction even talking to them, giving them any information. That includes the sister wives. Christine, in particular, has been nasty, nothing but nasty to Mary, and so fuck her. I'm not team Mary. I'm not team Christine. I'm not team Janelle. But I will say is that the way that Mary was treated by the family in a whole, it was cruel to watch. It was cruel, and I'm just glad to see her, strong. She's finally strong, y'all. Anyway, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Christine, Mary, and Janelle will ever reconcile? It would be nice, but right now I don't know. I don't think it would, but it would make for great TV if they did. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you leave 5-star rating, and y'all have a good night.